Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the secrets hidden in plain sight within company filings. And today we have something brewing that smells like a loan and a potential deal. You might want to grab your coffee for this one. This is VisionWave Holdings Inc., reporting on the 4th of February of 2026, and it is not just a routine update. We're looking at a company making some moves, and as always, we're here to break down what it all means for you. So, what is the big news VisionWave Holdings Inc. has entered into a material definitive agreement, which is a fancy way of saying they've made a significant deal. Specifically, on the 5th of February, the company advanced a cool $500,000 to a company called CM Composite Materials Limited, or CM for short. This wasn't just a handshake deal either. CM has effectively handed over a promissory note to VisionWave. Let's talk about this promissory note. It is set for a 24-month term, meaning the whole principal amount is due by the 31st of December 2027, unless CM decides to pay it back sooner. Now, here is an interesting bit: this note doesn't charge any interest unless something goes wrong. Like an event of default, if that happens, the interest rate jumps to 5% per year, or whatever the legal maximum is if that is lower. The good news for CM is they can pay this back anytime without any extra fees or penalties. This $500,000 advance was actually funded on the 4th of February, the day before the official reporting date. This note is a solid binding commitment from CM, and it is not tied to any other big company events like mergers or acquisitions. It is a standalone financial promise. And this $500,000 isn't the first bit of financial help VisionWave has extended to CM. It turns out, when you add this up, VisionWave has already given CM about $1.1 million in total through these kinds of notes. This funding wasn't coming out of VisionWave's pocket directly for this loan. The money for this loan actually came from Stanley Hills, LLC. Pursuant to an agreement they have with VisionWave and another one of its subsidiaries, VisionWave Technologies Incorporated, dated back to March of 2025. Now, why would VisionWave be lending money to CM? Well, the report tells us there is a bigger picture here. VisionWave has entered into a letter of intent, which is basically an initial agreement to explore a potential strategic transaction with CM. This is still in the early stages though. It is subject to a bunch of things like completing thorough checks, negotiating final contracts, getting approval from VisionWave's board of directors, obtaining a valuation and fairness opinion, and other standard closing conditions. And to be very clear, the report explicitly states there is no guarantee this strategic transaction will actually happen. However, the promissory note we talked about, that $500,000 loan, remains fully enforceable, regardless of whether this bigger deal goes through or not. Let's quickly touch on VisionWave's public trading. On the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC, the company's common stock trades under the ticker symbol VWAV, with a par value of $0.01 per S-share. They also have redeemable warrants ticker symbol VWAVU, where each whole warrant lets you buy one share of common stock for $11.5. VisionWave is also flagging itself as an emerging growth company. This means they can take advantage of certain relaxed regulatory and financial reporting requirements for emerging companies. They've elected not to use the extended transition period for complying with new or revised financial accounting standards, which signals they're aiming to keep pace with current accounting rules. Breaking down the deeper story here, it looks like VisionWave is potentially eyeing CM as a strategic partner or acquisition target. The loan serves a dual purpose. On one hand, it is a financial investment, and on the other, it likely strengthens the relationship and aligns interests as they explore this larger transaction. The fact that the loan is independent of the deal's completion means VisionWave is protecting its downside risk while still probing for upside potential. And for those who want to dive into the nitty-gritty, the full promissory note is filed as Exhibit 10.1 to this report. Now, let's put on our analyst hat. VisionWave Holdings Inc. is showing proactive engagement in a potential growth opportunity. The loan to CM, while a notable sum, is backed by a larger strategic intent. The fact that the funding for this loan itself came from external sources like Stanley Hills, LLC suggests a structured approach to managing capital. The key here is the dual nature of the arrangement, a measurable financial commitment through the note, and a speculative but potentially highly rewarding strategic partnership. What is the assessment of the company's direction? VisionWave is clearly looking for ways to expand its business, and this move with CM indicates they are actively seeking to integrate or partner with companies that offer strategic advantages. The strength lies in their calculated risk-taking, providing capital while simultaneously exploring a deeper relationship. A weakness, or rather a risk, is the inherent uncertainty of the larger strategic transaction. Despite due diligence and a letter of intent, the no assurance clause in the filing is a significant red flag that investors should pay close attention to. The opportunities are clear, If the strategic transaction with CM materializes, it could significantly boost VisionWave's market position and profitability. The risks are equally apparent. The transaction might not happen, leaving VisionWave with a significant loan on its books that might not yield the expected strategic returns, though the note itself is still a solid asset. In conclusion, VisionWave Holdings Inc. is making bold moves. They are not just passively waiting for market opportunities, but are actively pursuing potential growth avenues through strategic lending and partnership exploration. While the future of the larger transaction remains uncertain, the promissory note provides a concrete, albeit potentially risky foundation. We'll be keeping a close eye on their next filings to see how this unfolds. Alright, that is our breakdown of VisionWave Holdings Inc. Its latest filing. What is your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Do you think this loan is a smart move or a risky gamble? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Don't forget to check out our Discord community linked in the description for more discussions and insights. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Corporate Decode.